What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 6 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Settra, Great King, the Imperishable, Khemri Kara, the Great King of Nehekara, King of Kings, and many, many more campaigns. So as we saw last time, Settra acquired the Blessed Blade of Petra, not only getting the buff for himself with a decently nice weapon, though the blinded effect has to be swapped out with the Searing Flame effect, but generally speaking, also getting a big public order buff empire-wide. In addition to that, it was probably my favorite episode of the campaign so far. We had so many big battles, a massive fight against the Skaven with Hakor, who just managed to pull it off despite being horribly outnumbered, and King Waghoff being an absolute star with those sepulchral stalkers of his, effectively defeating the entirety of the Cult of Mor in a single turn, taking out 3-4 armies of Mor. Was pretty darn awesome, and surviving while he was at it, so great job to him. I wasn't expecting such great things to him when we got him on the field, since he's the first of the dynasties, but hey, you never forget your first. Anyway, here we go. We've got Settra moving in now to the Valley of the Locusts, so I guess we'll be fighting the Tide of Defilement. Thunderhoof will join the war. Oh, I forgot we were trading with you. We're actually going to kill you soon. I wonder if they'd be willing to break the agreement themselves. They don't like the military actions against Clan Flem. I keep wanting to say Clan Flern, but anyway, Tide of Defilement will join the war for 291. You know what? That's so little, I'm not even going to do that. Screw you. How much trade money are we getting from them right now? 303. You know, next turn we're going to drop by about 3,000 gold, because I've decided that having reached our turn 50, it's time to start swapping out some of those basic buildings, especially the growth buildings, in favor of the, what are they called? In favor of the Ancient Kingdom, Ancient Architecture building, the Golden Monument that gives us research growth for all provinces and growth for adjacent provinces at the cost of some jars, since our jars are starting to be in a pretty good place. Oh, actually, speaking of the jars, there's a couple of things that I wanted to take a look at here. First of all, we want these Storm Riders of Ksar unlocked, so we're gonna do that right now. We'll get the Venom Knights of SF soon as when we're ready to pop them into an army. The other thing I wanted to do is grab the Armor of Eternity for Settra. Just want him to get regeneration. It's kind of funny. He can't use a healing potion. He also can't use the Ouroboros thing, which gives battle healing cap plus 45, as well as regen, but it would take the same spot as the Crown of Nehekara. And then the same thing with the Vambraces of the Sun. But what can you do? Just gonna have to go with the Armor of Eternity for now. Scorpion armor is also nice, but not at the cost of a regeneration. So yes, we'll do this for Settra. Yes, it costs a lot of jars, but you know, it's Settra. And there's one other thing I want to spend jars on, and it's to test something out, and it's this, Vizier's Canopy. I want to see what this summons. So it says active ability, summon unit uses 1, but it doesn't say what it summons. I'm assuming that it's a pile of skeletons. In fact, I'm hoping that it's a pile of skeletons, because it might be a way to help us actually get to that realm of souls on occasion. So, and we'll try it out. So, Mr. Nectanebo, our new Lich Priest of Nehekara, you're going to take the Vizier's Canopy. You, Settra, are going to swap out that Armor of Fortune for the Armor of Eternity, and now that you can regen, we'll give you a Forbidden Rod as well. Alrighty. And we have a Scepter of Stability and an Earthing Rod. We could, we'll leave it alone for now. Let's do the Potion of Foolhardiness and Farsight, though, for a Potion of Healing. Nice. Alright, not for Settra, but for somebody. Anyway, we will just straight up declare war on these guys, yes? Like so. And Settra, ooh, wait, I just want to do this, send you up here a teensy bit. Hopefully you don't identify Hugath, but I would still like to see what's up here. We've got, alright, so there's the Tombs of the Four Pillars, and Mortis Tarn is, alright, it's occupied by Skaven. Ooh, hello, we got medicinal plants here. It's one of the trade goods we don't have. That's good. Alright, well anyway. Settra, you proceed in Great Dynasty's stance into Valley of Locusts. Close victory, medium casualties. I'm just going to hope you don't pick up the plague, because this is obviously a waste of time. You can get the magical damage, and then you can get the Banner of Eternal Flame. Out of resolve? Really? Yeah, this is why we need a few monstrous units in here, just to bump up that auto-resolve capability. Otherwise, it's going to be annoying. Anyway, we do have that plague, so we are going to have to anti-plaguenate using the worship of Dejaf. We can... Yeah, we can keep the funerary district here for now, I think. Alright, and then Prince Psamtik, you can kind of stick around here. Did we identify? Oh, damn, we did identify Kugath. Oh, well, let them keep fighting the Red Shield for a while, and we will move north towards them shortly. These guys now have 2 territories, so if they have an army here, assuming it wasn't destroyed by whoever they're fighting... Oh, they're also fighting Thunderhoof. Oh wait, they were the ones fighting Thunderhoof. Shut up. Anyway. They might not be having such a good time against them either way. Alright, that looks good to me. Next up, we have Mr. Panet. Or rather, you have a couple of things to do. First of all, you need to trade some stuff to Hakor, with Hakor. I wonder if it would be better to go out to sea here. Like this. And then trade with Hakor, because then we won't take the attrition. Hakor, you need the Necrosphinx, the Tomb Bark, the Screaming Skull Catapult. You need to lose your Shafty with Great Boas, you no longer need them, they're going to a different army. And you're going to lose 2 of the Nehekaran Horsemen? 2 of the Nehekaran Horsemen or 2 of the Nehekaran Warriors? Well, that's a question. Assuming that we keep the Golden Host of Mahrak in this army, if we reduce this, we can replace one of them with the... Wait, that won't be enough, will it? Wait, you're at 19 out of 20, eh? A moment. If we lose the Nehekaran Warriors, we have enough room for 1, not a mage, but a Necrotect. That will pop into here. It's kind of iffy, because I wanted... Okay, you know what? Take the 2 Nehekaran Horsemen for now. Let me just see here about this for a second. So, assuming we get you and the Storm Riders of Xar, which puts this back up, and they are obviously going to be stronger than the other Nehekara Horsemen, and you have the 1 beastie, everything else is fine. Darn. I guess we do have to lose the Nehekara Warriors if we want the Necrotect in here. Alright, fair enough. We'll lose the Nehekara Warriors then. Just 2 of them, of course. We'll keep the other 2. Almost tempted to keep 1 Golden Host of Mahrak. Put 1 Golden Host of Mahrak in this army. They're a little bit slow, but they might be willing to, I don't know, guard the caskets and such. Do this, which will put you up to 19. Like so, then you have 1 Golden Host, 4 Hawk Legion, 2 Nehekara Warriors, 1 Ghostly Nehekara Warrior, 3, and then you will have the room for 1... Well, you won't have enough room for a 2nd Tomb Bark, but maybe that's alright. Or is the 2nd Tomb Bark better than the Golden Host of Mahrak? Is it a big deal? Not really. The only problem is we don't have a Tomb Bark here, so maybe we're fine as we are. Alright, well, you're good to go, Panet, and I guess you're sailing back southwards, so go on. Do you have to pass through land here? This is... wait. Can't quite tell. I think you do. Well, either way, start moving this way. As long as you're not suffering attrition, I'm happy. Alright. It looks good to me, although it's gonna slightly bother me that we now only have the 3 Golden Hosts, but whatever. So these guys move at 30... oh, wow, 39 speed. They really are slow. As opposed to 44 speed. But I guess, once again, if there's something to protect the artillery pieces, then maybe it's fine. Anyway, we are good to go. Prince Scout, you are going to move, and then we're gonna go next turn. I'll see, what are you actually scouting now? I mean, I guess we could find Karazakrak, see if we can't get a trade agreement with them, and then move up to the Empire, see if we can't get a trade agreement with some of those guys as well. Although I imagine the dwarves have a undead aversion, just like many of the other factions do, so how effective that will be, I guess we'll have to see. End turn. Enemy killed in battle. Alright, there we go. Yeah, that was a good prediction. We've dropped by nearly 3,000 gold. Enemy killed in battle, faction destroyed, clan, whatever. Negative growth in somewhere. And well, that's unfortunate, but what can you do? Alrighty. Now, we have, let's see, a lot of buildings that got destroyed, so we're going to have to replace them with the buildings that we want to replace them with. Otherwise, Settra, you are going to move all the way up here towards the Tombs of the 4 Pillars, I guess. And since we've already identified Kugath, we're going to move towards his territory to keep an eye on what's going on out here. Keep on using these guys effectively as scouts. 1 more turn until another army capacity comes up. and which should be pretty good. And we got iron over here. Nice, 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 nice. Alrighty. Panat, you are going off to trade your units, and then Hakor. Oh, wait. One more Necrotect check. Come on. I'll never get the Necrotect I want, will I? Why do you hate me, game? Recruit, delete. Someday. Someday. Maybe I should just pop a random Necrotect in here just to make use of you. Anyway, I think I'd like to sail you up to the Wreck of the Desolation to grab that book. So, regardless of the lack of Necrotect, I think you're just gonna go. Even without the repairs for these guys. Maybe we should just give him a... Well, actually, a random Necrotect probably wouldn't catch up at this point. Anyway, you'd have to cross. I was hoping to grab that fell cargo, but I guess we could do that with King Walkoff instead. Just go up, go up. You gotta get that book. North you go. The Swamp of Terror should be able to defend itself, and then you, fella, are going back to Khemri, where you will trade off these scorpions to the treacherous Scorpion King Foktem, who is currently building a couple of bone giants. And we'll be good to go. Anyway, I was about to say building, but maybe we can wait the turn. Walkoff, you are proceeding, I think, to the Library of Zandri. Is that where the enemies have attempted to escape? It looks like it is, but, well, they won't be escaping for too long. Walkoff, destroy them. And, okay, well, we already defeated, what, 3 of their armies at once? I don't think we need to manually fight this. Just how to resolve it. Hekara, indeed. Another Golden Death Mask of Karnat. I will probably turn that into hopefully something a little bit more useful. Kind of don't care for it because we have easy access to a lot of fear and terror in the, well, in any undead roster, really. Oh, Zandri's down here as well. They're doing good. I feel like they usually die, but good for them. We're still going to take them over. I still feel like there should be a way to confederate the minor Tomb King factions as well, but all good. Conquest will work just fine. Anyway, Walkoff, you have leveled up. Let's get to you. Actually, you know what? We're rank 14. Maybe we save because you have your unique sort of skill line coming up very soon. You can grab, I guess, I don't know, the Ushabti building, the Scorpion building, something like so, and then the Lich Priest, you have your Canopic Jar Hoarder, you have Disciple of Assyrian, which is key. Let's grab Incantation of Preservation, hopefully soon to Keeper of Allure, and just for the additional research rate. Alright, Scout 2, keep on moving. See if you can't find something interesting landmark-wise. I don't think that there is anything in the Devil's Spine. Amber Skull. Ooh, looks like the Cult of Sigmar has moved fairly far southward. Not that we care if we're intending on taking all of these guys over anyway. And then Prince Scout, you can keep on moving this way. Scout 2 and Prince Scout. Alright. And what do we have in terms of rights available? We have... oh, this one. I don't care for the Great Incantation of Xara. I found it to be a relatively useless one. I wonder if there's a few landmarks that we can hold here in the Badlands. I'll have to take a look. See if we can get anything interesting out of them. Let's also take a look at trade agreement possibilities. Zandri and Mahrak want to trade, but we do not because they will fall. Cult of Moor wants peace. Yeah, I would imagine, but anyway. Alright, Necropolis of Khemri. To start with you building-wise, you will now start building your lone columns for the growth and research, eventually all to be replaced with treasure tombs, but, you know, not at this time. City of Kings, you will start building your... oh, you know what? Go for the growth structure. I was going to start building a Pyramidion here, but at the same time... maybe it's better to just grow as quickly as we can towards the tier 5 here. Yeah, why not? I like it that way. Alrighty, here we've got what? Probably just start building the Pyramidions everywhere. Alright, fine. And then not upgrade the rest of these things. So yeah, first Fated Pyramidion, and then delete the... I don't know... one of the U, and then we'll do the same thing in the other slots as soon as we have sufficient growth. In Black Tower of Arcan, you're kind of in the same or similar position. First of all, you need the Undead Quarrymen. You will also here want to get this, the Revered Mausoleum, for the capacities, because frankly we need these everywhere. This one gives Winds of Magic Power Reserve Capacity +2, which ain't bad. We'll probably want some of those everywhere as well, but for now we're okay, and then we'll go for the lone column here as well. Lovely. What else do we want to build here? We do have access to all of the advanced military buildings. Could use another royal menagerie for more necropolis knights as well, but nah, start with the royal burial chamber. Ooh, it is expensive, but again, canopic jar generation faction-wide. If later we need to get rid of them, well, we can if we want to. Anyway, you will be constructing... You know what? Let's start with this Fated Pyramidion here so that we can immediately upgrade the Undead Quarrymen and the Lone Column once we're ready. And then once we have sufficient... Once we have sufficient growth, we'll build more Fated Pyramidions here. Here, same kind of situation. Pyramidion. Right there. Here we can upgrade the Memorial Masons. Here we can upgrade the Lone Column. Here we can go for the Undead Quarrymen. And I guess we can't lose the Public Order yet because it would be far too negative here. I just gotta wait a couple of turns and then our Public Order will rise again. Alright, here we got another Pyramidion location, and here we've got the Undead Quarrymen and the Lone Column. Same thing here, but it's Undead Quarrymen and... I mean, in theory we want the Burial Pits, but for now maybe we still go for the Lone Column. Alright, looks good to me. Upper Ash River, you're next. Fated Pyramidion, go figure. It's only one turn of this sort of thing, because we gotta, you know, we'll adjust it as we go. It'll be easier to do the admin once it's just, you know, straight upgrades. And then here we can't build anything, can we? Alright. We'll leave the Black Pyramid of Settra as it is, at least for now, and then Necropolis of Zandri. Oh! We got another funerary district. Hopefully this allows us to reach the key of Seftu immediately. For now, however, start building your Pyramidions already. We're not going to bother swapping into the these buildings anymore. I feel like there isn't any need. We've sort of overcome that hurdle in terms of the game time. Anyway, looks good to me. So we can skip, and go next turn. Yes. How's the recruitment? Wait, is there any need for additional recruitment? There is, but we don't have space. You could use global recruitment, but we don't have space, but we will in one turn, so it doesn't matter. Gabii destroyed. Unfortunate for them. Wisdom of the Third Dynasty is now up and running. Bonus control, casualty replenishment rate, and army capacity, which is one of the main things we wanted. Though, okay, wait a moment. Sigmar's sons defeat Ulrich von Blount. Okay. And, oh, you're moving away, huh? We can't reach you either. How rude. I wonder if he's... where he's going. I wanted to go to the Key of Seftu, although... Wouldn't this guy then immediately besiege the Tombs of the Bitter Wind? I guess he would. Alright, you're gonna head to the Key of Seftu then. We should still be able to do this. In theory. And, ooh, huh. The other option would be to besiege this, and maybe they will all attack us together. It is a possibility. I will think about it. Let's see what else we have remaining this turn. Why didn't you heal? What the heck happened to you? What's going on here? Anyway, you're saving your points, so we just leave you as you are. Alright, Hakor. I'm gonna hope that this guy isn't trying to travel past our sort of walled territories to the less walled territories, but for now, Hakor, go up to the the Wreck of the Desolation, and Necrotect check number 59 million. No dice. I do like the current ingenuity. I was thinking that we replace the one that we have with Settra with this guy, though. Or we could use additional speed on the chariots. There's also an option. I'll think about it. Now, the Toxic Venom will enable you to fight more. If we get the Pertinacious one, the recovery will make him a lot tankier, so he'd be able to stick around with the chariots more. Oh, the Toxic Venom would replace the Overwhelm, though. I see. Which probably is not as good, then. Overwhelm is really, really strong. Yeah, maybe we'll go Pertinacious with Settra. We do have the ability to get additional capacities of this, do we not? We can't unlock Lich Priests, but we can unlock Necrotects. So yes, we're okay. We're gonna get those spices. Alrighty, Dynasties. The tip of the Third Dynasty, it's time, sir. We're gonna pop you in for next turn. And then we're going to go for the Proclamation of the Third Dynasty for the additional control and all that other good stuff. Lovely. Okay. And we're very close to confederating Kalita this episode. You guys, you're fine. Settra, I guess you can hit up the Tombs of the Four Pillars, which just lost its plague. Isn't it lovely? Alright, let's... Oh, but Settra... Wait, do you have a plague on you? You do have a plague on you. Well, that's tremendously rude. Oh, and it probably was why the auto-resolve hurt us, but oh well, what can you do? Auto-resolve again. How are you they... okay. Auto-resolve, damn you. Not to worry. We got other stuff coming in, it'll fix it. Mastaba, we will leave the Charnel Plaza for now. I don't think we'll be able to reach the Guardian of the Tarn, but whatever, we'll see. If we're not at war with these guys yet, I wonder how many territories the Skaven that live at the Mortis Tarn have. Where is Skaven? Clan Claw, is that these guys? I assume it's these guys, 5 territories. Oh, if we start fighting with them, we'll be in a fight with them for a while. Meaning we're probably better off leaving them alone until we send another army down here and just deal with Kugath instead. Alright, fair enough. Be a little bit annoying for this particular location, but hopefully we can deal. Okay, well anyway. Settra, that was you. Panet. You have nearly arrived back at Khemri. Better to land here? Yeah, just land, why not? No purpose in staying out to sea now. Fogtum. Ooh, wait, you can continue recruiting now, yes? Yes, alright, so Fogtum, grab like 6 guys. Once these guys are here, we'll be swapping units, and the new lord is here. Just, I don't know, grab this. It doesn't really matter what you take. I'd like to get one more Screaming Skull Catapult. And we want the Shabti... Well, we need Tomb Guard as basic units for a bunch of these guys, so let's do... I probably should have done 2 of them. Oh, yeah, what we could do this, and then we can do in 2 turns still... Oh, I should have built the Sepulchrex as well. Alright, well, we'll do that shortly. I know what army we're going to put them in because they have that anti-leadership thing. And I want to play around with that. Where the heck is the Screaming Skull Catapult? Oh, it's up all the way at the end. Screw you too, game. Okay. Alright, King Fogtum is fine. Scout. Keep on scouting, sir. Kataskaf, you are waiting for Numas, which you are very, very close to now. Prince Psamtik, you are good where you are. And just keep the public order here. And Prince Scout, you can keep going to find other trading partners. A little building, and then we continue. Alright, Settra, are you at rank 30 yet? Oh wow, 27, okay, now. Soon, we'll get there. And want to get that Sphinx of Usik up and running. What's the likelihood that these guys attack us? I'm just gonna hope they do and leave you here besieging at Walkhoff. Alright, a building, and then the turn, and then that'll be the moment of truth. Oh wait, did I move you? I did move you. Okay, City of Kings. You can keep building this thing. Yes, alright, more growth and more research. And we have the same kind of situation going on here, so we will build a Fated Pyramidion. Then we will delete you. We will not upgrade you. We will build instead another Fated Pyramidion, let's say here. We can delete you now, and then rebuild you with the... start with the lone column, maybe? For the additional growth for more and faster Pyramidions. I feel like that makes sense. Go for it. Alright, here we've got the Memorial Masons coming up. We've got the Marble Monolith in good place. Good. And easy upgrades. We've got another Pyramidion to be constructed here at... Well, actually, Ash Crossing may be the better place to start. I guess it doesn't really matter much, does it? Just build them both either way. And then we'll build that one once we're there. You. Definitely upgrade the Pyramidion and the Lone Column and the Undead Quarryman, Land of the Dead, and wouldn't you know, and more upgrades. It's going to take a little bit of money to do these upgrades, but we had to wait for Khalida anyway, and we gain a lot now, so I think we're in a good place. And you can go for the Undead Quarryman, beautiful. Apparash River. Pick a Pyramidion and upgrade it. This one, because we can upgrade 2, and then that will go, whatever. Just do it. And we're good to go. Minus you, Library of Xandri. Do we go for the Pyramidion? Yeah, why not? Why not just build it? And then here we will be able to replace this as soon as we're done moving. Alright, so you can continue that besiegement. And let's end the turn and see if these guys all attack King Waka for one last fight between them. Wait. You know what? I want to continue testing that thing. Where is that enchanted... No, Arcanite. Where? Okay, there it is. Let's get another one of these. Vizier's Canopy. Like so, and give it to this Lich Priest. I'm really banking on this actually summoning skeletons for that Realm of Souls. It would just be so swell. End turn. Clan Claw will immediately declare war. Oh wow, okay, I was not expecting that, huh? Alright, well I guess we are going after them. The problem is I'm willing to bet that they have an army sitting here, which means they'll try to push towards the Winged Obelisk. The Shrine of the Mighty Flame has walls, but this place might fall. Huh. Well, that's annoying. Well, on the other hand, they're fighting the Agents of the Moon, which probably is a good thing for us in the sense that if we weaken them, it might be easier to confederate or otherwise. Oh! I wonder if we can give the Agents of the Moon all the mountains outside of the Guardian of the Tarn, or the Mortis Tarn. Anyway. Hey, alright, unsurprisingly, these guys will attack us with all of their armies. That's exactly what we wanted, and let's have some fun with the Cult of More one more time. We're certainly not going back to the grave. Alrighty, here we go. Our Vanguard deployed units are going to start the battle off once again, and as usual for this particular army, the poison shotgun blast from the Sepulchral Stalkers start mowing down enemy ranged cav and any melee cav that decides to close. And of course, if they actually do charge us, they'll just meet the anti-large halberds. And the Sepulchral Stalkers do tower over those mounted yeomen as well. There we go. Now working pretty well, and of course we got the support coming in from the Skeleton Horse Archers as the Tomb Guard make their way forward. Now the goal as usual is to destroy this smaller army before the second army arrives on field, or second and third army was it? Pile of enemy units arrive on field somewhere here. Yeah, there we go. But it looks like this one is going pretty well for us right about now. We do have an enemy lord who's moved on in. It's a general of the Empire with a great sword, so we're going to send Walkoff to start dueling him. There we go. Nice leaping strike with both of his twin blades. And these two can duke it out and... Oh, it is this map. I didn't think that the frame drops would be happening during the replay. I was getting these while actually fighting the battle, and I figured my PC was dying or something, or the game was getting ready to crash, but might be an issue in this area. Oh well. It never caused the crash, so the replay should be fine. Anyway, the enemy lord is, let's see, having not such a great time against Walkoff, dropping down to about 40% of his HP, while we continue to obliterate the rest of his army. Now, of course, there are a couple of Empire captains in here somewhere leading the enemy forces, so they will help to bolster the line, I suppose, but otherwise there aren't enough troops without the other armies here to cause us any real concern. Balance of power, I suppose, doesn't yet matter because it will change as soon as the enemy reinforcements arrive on field. Right about now, there we go. Balance of power dropping once again. On the bright side, though, the vast majority of this first army has been destroyed. Walkoff has just won his duel against the enemy general and has lost about, let's see, maybe 20% of his HP for his trouble. Eventually, we'll be able to make items using the mortuary cult, so that won't matter. Oh, and would you look at that, there's an Empire captain right beside us here. Well, we're going to position everybody else. Look at this guy. We're going to position everybody else, reposition, get ready to move to fight the other army, and we'll probably send Walkoff back to engage in another duel. There we go. He's defeated the Empire general, might as well take out his captains, as well as this army otherwise would struggle at dealing with these guys. And unlike the general, the captain has a little hope of survival here and is already down to about half HP. In the meantime, with the main enemy force here, we're going to have to quickly move the Tomb Guard in to stop as many enemy units as we can. And ooh, look at that, the Tomb Guard takes a massive amount of damage suddenly from all of the range units focusing it down. So we're going to have to move it back out of here as fast as we can. Once again, and as always, the AI does have a tendency to focus those things down. Over on both the left and right flank, we are attempting to sort of shield the Skeleton Horse Archers with our Sepulchral Stalkers. Kind of the original strategy of this army, and it is continuing to work out well, minus the mortar shells crashing down upon the fragile Skeleton Horse Archers. That said, we are needing to back off against the enemy halberdiers, as we don't want to get engaged with them. With the Sepulchral Stalkers, especially with the debuff for our units still up, as in for our constructs, monsters, whatever the game said. On the bright side, with the enemy's horsemen, their cavalry, their pistoliers, and wardens of the west pretty much destroyed by the sepulchral stalkers, we can chase them down to make sure that they don't come back with the skeleton horse archers while peeling away the eyes of the desert and the snacky snacks here to go after the enemy range piles. Can't be having those kill off our tomb bark after all. And fortunately, the charge on the snaky snakes may not be looking like all that much, but they've got the damage to make that not really matter, and the mass to push the enemy around and disrupt the enemy formations either way. Yeah, funnily enough, the color scheme on this particular unit is on the Eyes of the Desert, kind of matches the enemies. It's kind of neat. I bet they were with it. They're really wishing that these guys were on their team, but alas, not so much. Anyway, obviously we will tear through the poor crossbows and the poor huntsmen with these sepulchral stalkers, no problem. But we'll have to leave the location before the halberdiers do too much damage. It looks like Walkoff has defeated not one but two Empire captains now, and in fact executed them, and will turn after those 3 duels for a 4th duel, as the enemy Arch-Elector has now arrived as well. Lots of fighting for Walkoff's twin blades, but I'm sure he'd have it no other way. And you know, again, I'm really glad that he's a foot lord, as we wouldn't usually keep a lord on foot, but we have no choice here, so we might as well. His big issue is that he's very slow on foot, but he will get a speed upgrade eventually due to his unique line. And maybe we can bump up that speed a little bit further in some way, but anyway. They will exchange blows this time. Looks like the enemy's got halberdiers helping him out, but the Arch-Elector is losing HP faster than Walkoff. I mean, after watching the guy win 3 duels with 2 Empire captains and a general, maybe he should have learned something. Anyway, our Lich Priest has miscast yet again. He's been miscasting for the entire battle, and oh, looks like there's another Empire captain in here, so we're gonna have to move him out before the Lich Priest takes too much damage. Though frankly, it's the miscasts that are doing most of the work. I also note that we're kind of surrounded by the enemy infantry here. I mean, we don't have the big old infantry piles in this particular army that we might in others. And our tomb bark remains fairly damaged, but now with our sepulchral stalkers either having taken care of or being in the middle of taking care of the enemy range units, this thing isn't going to be nearly as vulnerable, and will return to provide that debuff from the Khemri beetles, debuff and damage, I should say. The Tomb Guard on the bright side are still very much holding. I certainly don't expect enemy peasant halberdiers to beat those Tomb Guard. I got these guys up to a ridiculous amount of armor in my Empire campaign. I don't remember what the exact final armor value was on them, but I think it was like 140 or 160, or just absolutely insane amounts, because the idea amused me, plus lots of extra resistances as well. Anyway, unsurprisingly, it looks like King Walkoff has defeated the enemy Arch-Elector and won his 4th duel, and with the Arch-Elector having routed and taken the final blow, the enemy army will shatter, and the battle is ours. And beautiful work from Walkoff. You got to admit, this was absolutely his fight. Alrighty, there we go. Would have loved to have spent a little bit more time chasing enemies, but our Lich Priest was crumbling due to like 5 miscasts in a row. The guy kept destroying himself with miscasts and nearly killed himself off because of it. We can't heal him up either. Huh, I wonder if... we don't suffer attrition here, do we? Well, I hope not, because that'll be an issue if we do, but either way. We're going to heal up just in case, as we'll want to auto-resolve what remains here next turn. I also want to restart my PC, as the battle had a lot of frames dropping, and I'm a little bit worried about the game crashing. Sometimes it kind of shows signs that it will, but if this is an end turn, I guess we'll have to wait until the turn actually ends. So, for now, Bind Souls, wait. 26,000 damage on the Grand Protectors, who, oh wow, 36,000 damage on the Sepulchre Sentinels. And the Sepulchral Sentinels, we've got 25k for the Eyes of the Desert, followed by also similarly 25k for the Solid Stone Snakes. Very nice. Bind Souls. Alright, faction destroyed, enemy killed in battle, dynasty researched, adds the Tomb King Settra to your faction's lord pool. And what do we have here? Sigmar's Sons, mission successful. Hey, freaking epic jars, always lovely to see. Settlement receives plague, great. This isn't another province, is it? It is another province, damn you. Well, we're just gonna have to deal with it, and this is another Nurglite plague? Yeah, it is. Alright, well at least it isn't the Skaven plague, which is more annoying. I'll deal with it. For now, Crumbling Temple and... Oh, right, we have to upgrade it. You know what? Doesn't really matter which one we build up. Anyway, you build those, and I noticed that you're taking 2 turns rather than 1 to build them, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit until the rest are up and running. But for now, either way. Negative growth, again. I'm pretty sure we just got some, but oh well. And, oh right, I'm going to do 2 things. First of all, we'll go for the Proclamation of the 3rd Dynasty for the additional control. There isn't any anti-plague here, is there? Unless we already got some anti-plague, which is a possibility. Well, if we did, I don't see it here. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna do a quick restart of my PC because I don't trust the game not to crash, and I really don't want to start re-recording the episode, so I'll be right back. Alright, there we go. Hopefully it won't have any more problems. And Waka, you build up to level 15, so we're gonna go immediately into Repel the Vagabonds, which gives leadership for ambushes for all of our armies, which we don't care about, but free banner of Eternal Flame on you, plus ride them down. Speed, weapon strength, and missile strength, effectively upgrading all of our cavalry faction-wide, which is pretty nice. I wonder what the other effects... Oh, actually, speaking of other effects, the new guy. Let's see what you have in your unique line. Mr. You only come in at rank 6. I was hoping for higher, but what can you do? Settra of the 3rd Dynasty, the War Sphinx, or the Sphinx guy. You start on a Sphinx as well, which is nice. Now, out of curiosity... Melee attack for embedded heroes. Oh, that's interesting. I guess that's a potential option for either multiple Necrotechs or multiple Tomb Princes, which we aren't using in too many armies. Don't care for the defending buffs. Casualty Punishment Lord Army. Jar Generation. You like catapults. With Sphinxes? Okay, fair enough. And Virtuous King, all characters faction-wide, hero success chance we don't really care about because we're not really using that. Alrighty. Well, we've got some stuff. I like the research rate the best, to be perfectly honest. The income from trade is nice, but by the time it is a significant buff, that will probably not be as useful. But anyway, you're still the Sphinx buffer, so we're going to make use of that. We could also send you around to make use of your construction cost or a time reduction. And it'll speed these things up to 1 turn rather than 2, should we want to do that. I will consider it. For now, though, back to King Wakaf, who's busy. You, Necrotech, are going to get the Scorpion Sting, and we'll unlock another, I don't know, Bone Giant or something. You are actually now going to break the siege here, in order to first kill this little army, and then restart the siege immediately after, so that this army can't escape. Also, do it in Great Dynasty stance, like so. And auto-resolve for obvious reasons. Hopefully this doesn't hurt this guy too much. He's at 530 HP. Will he take more damage? He will... What the heck? Okay, and apparently it nearly killed the Necrotech and the Tomb... game, I never know. What is up with you? Endless March, I guess, because the healing is not really anything. If we go into here again... Key of Sef2 will kill now the Tomb Bark. Oh, game. Why? Why? Okay, well... What can you do? Alright, we'll just have to manually fight it. You are on the approach to the Wreck of the Desolation, so keep on going this way. I don't really care about the Wreck of the Claw of Usirian, but it... Oh! Oh! Nakai is here, huh? Are you planning to take that from us? You've got some good stuff. We got Temple Guard, Stegadon. I see how the lizards are doing so well. Oh man, he has a really great defeat trait, too. But Settra so far, Settra could actually use the extra melee defense on his chariot. Plus 10 melee defense is significant, but it would take him like so many turns to get up here. And we need the Wreck of the Desolation for ourselves. Well, we'll see what happens. I don't see these guys being able to hold Nakai back, and I think he just took out the wreck of the Claw of Usirian. Maybe he'll just destroy it instead? We'll see. Is that another Skull Reef? Wow, there's lots of these in the, in this place. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Anyway, Settra, starting with you again. Now, you cannot reach the Guardian of the Tarn immediately. You can, however, go in march stance into our own territory so that we definitely don't suffer attrition. Psamtik, I'm going to send you all the way out here to Mortis Tarn to see what's going on with those rats. And if that rat randomly decided to declare war on us, that there isn't anything we could do about for now, and, well, they may be coming at us from this location, but I guess we'll have to see about that as well. Let's see. Panet. You are going to go here. Okay, we'll do some troop swapping in a second. Let's do everything else, and then we'll see what we got to do there. Wakaf, we'll deal with you in a second as well. Fogtum, you're in the same position. Scout 2, keep moving this way. Kataskaf, you are going to keep near to Anumos, and then Prince Scout, keep looking for trading partners. In fact, we should probably double check for more. Barakvar, hey, actually owned by Karazakarak. And they also don't like us due to the undead aversion. Well, we were kind of expecting that, to be fair. Alright. Huh. Guardians of the Valley are strength rank 16 now. Well, the other Tomb Kings don't seem to be broken, so I think we're okay there. Alright. Good for them, I suppose. Okay, so now, firstly, I guess, let us, okay, let's manually fight this since the game is being silly today. Fight battle. Real quick, I'm just going to speed through this for obvious reasons. If I had known that this would have been the case, I would have just, you know, done this between the cuts. That it would have killed the Tombbark. I guess I shouldn't have gone after that other little army after all, but oh well. I should just keep all of these guys back. We can't even cast anything because you'll just miscast if it happens. All good though. The enemy has barely anything. Certainly not enough to threaten us here. So we will take back you. Even Wakaf got hurt by the auto-resolve. Alright, you guys go back here. Shouldn't be in any danger. And then we'll put, let's say, you and you. Right here. Is there more enemies on this side than the other side? Or is it about even? Eh. I don't think I care enough. Let's see, let's do maybe this. Alright, like so. And maybe put this one here as well then. Alright, like so. Then we'll pop a U3 here. You'll be able to target a bunch of stuff, and then U2 here. And then one damaged one behind the rest of them. We'll turn off the skirmish mode on you for obvious reasons. We will move Walkout forward, and then we'll send, I don't know, several of the Tomb Guard this way, and this way. Alright, and I think we're good to go. Alright, start battle, everybody move forward like so. Forgot to move you. And let's send the Spokal Stalkers forward a teensy bit, so that they can fire. If anybody actually tries to move towards us. And if they don't, well, they'll just die. Alright, are you guys able to fire from this angle? You are. And what about the other one? Yes. Alright, good. So just sit there, speed it up to max, and the units are on the approach. We'll take a little bit of damage. We can't heal the snakes because the necrotechs are far away, but what can you do? Can't risk them dying. Huh, what we can do, though, is pop off that skelly. Well, now we're probably not going to get the heals anyway. Speed it back up to max. Maybe swap out these snakes before they take too much damage from the enemy range units. Let's instead move our own range units forward. The enemy's nearly done anyway. Alright, looking good. You guys attack this. In fact, wait, go into Mala instead. Countercharge the enemy cavalry and walk off, move towards the enemy, not Lord, but whatever that was. You guys go after this. Forward. Great swords. Forward. Good. Good. All range units target the enemy Lord. Walk off, debuff the enemy with a Helm of Discord, and speed it back up to max. And where's the shatter? There's the shatter. Alrighty. And will the enemy melt away with a couple last volleys? Yes, indeed he will. Perfect. No need for the Tombbark to get involved. I'm wondering if there is a slight adjustment we can make to the army in order to make it less likely to get hurt by the auto-resolve, though admittedly the other auto-resolves are fine. I think it may be just because some of the units were already damaged going into it. The other option will be, again, to replace a couple of the Spokral Stalkers, or not the Spokral Stalkers, never. Replace a couple of the Horse Archers with a couple of other units. Like a couple Scorpions or something. Which feels like fairly appropriate for the desert guy. I mean, I guess they're all desert guys, but you know what I mean. Alright, come on now, there we go. Another Banner of Eternal Flame, that'll be nice. Occupy the place, and the Cult of Moor is destroyed. You will stay in your healing stance, and you should heal up. Lich Priest of Nehekar will now get Keeper of Lore, getting that additional research rate. Not much, but every little bit will count over time. Necropolis of Xandria is now ours. On the approach to Xandria itself, we'll go for Worship of Construction Reduction, and... we might not actually need to move you next turn. Let us well, actually you can keep that. Demolish those and replace them with Pyramidians while we... well, I guess we could start upgrading this Pyramidian. The public order here is horrendous, so you kind of take a long time to be built up. At the same time, just do it, whatever. All good. Almost tempted to still build a couple of the growth buildings just to speed up at least some of the territories and Pyramidians, but we shall see if that's actually required. Next up, building. Let's see what we got here. City of Kings. Okay, that one's not actually critical because we were looking to replace it. We do want the Revered Mausoleum leveled, though, for the additional capacities of pretty much all kinds. The rest of the stuff here looks good. Okay, so we got a lot of potential upgrades here. First of all, let's go for the... Undead Quarrymen, and then Undead Quarrymen, and then go figure Undead Quarrymen. They only take one turn. The Pyramidians need upgrading, but we also need another Pyramidian here. Well, you know what? Actually build this one up first so you can upgrade these two first, and then the other stuff afterwards. And we'll build that one up after. I guess we could get rid of the public order building here now. It should be safe. Next up, we have another Undead Quarrymen upgrade. These are a little bit on the expensive side, and we'll probably take a couple of turns doing this, and then we'll Confederate Khalida after saving a little bit. I just want to get it back up to over 15, 16k, which we had at the start before we deleted a bunch of stuff, you know? Anyway, you keep upgrading. You guys can be built. And then you can be deleted, and then replaced with another one of those buildings for more money. The public order will drop by 2... which will rise again by 2 next turn as soon as we have the proclamation of the Third Dynasty, so in theory it should be fine. And maybe we'll go through all the other wisdoms? Just like, get them down to 1 turn? There's potential for that as well. Might be a decent time to do it. I will consider it. Anyway, the last thing that we gotta do this particular turn with no money and no building remaining is to figure out who gets what right now. So, King, fuck them. You are the treacherous guy, so what you want is the 4 scorpions. Like so. You want Tomb Guard rather than the Golden Host of Mahrak, which is those guys. You can keep... I don't know. Let's do this. For now. Oh, and take the oh, I didn't do a Necrotect check this turn. Come on, Necrotect. No, another Necron Ingenuity. Good lord, I will never get what I want. Alright, recruit and then delete. Okay, back to you. Now, you have 2 Bone Giants, 2 Screaming Skull Catapults. I think I want you to have another Screaming Skull Catapult, which is currently being constructed. We'll definitely need more Tomb Guard, though, which will grab a couple of the Spear variants. The Scorpions are anti-infantry, so we'll probably want the anti-large Tomb Guard here to hold the line. Maybe not enough Tomb Guard. I might switch it out to 1 Tomb Bark, depending. Maybe build a 3rd Bone Giant in this one as well to work in concert with the Screaming Skull Catapults. I kind of don't dislike the idea. Plus, there's a Herald that buffs Tomb Scorpions as well as Bone Giants. Yes. Alrighty, anyway. That's you. Rakash, okay, we can't really swap anything else until you're done recruiting, so that'll be next turn. Hanat, you are the one... okay, wait. Let's trade stuff to Thotep for now, at least the stuff that's not being put in your army. You can have keep the Nehekara warriors, maybe even keep the horsemen. You're gonna lose the chariots. These are they will be used by King Alcazar II, was it? Yeah, Alcazar II. He's the one that buffs chariots fairly significantly and is on a chariot himself, so yeah, that'll be him. You can keep the Hyro Titan. I wanted you to have the 2nd Hyro Titan as well. Although I feel like, wait, Hyro Titans are probably better with... Tomb Guard, maybe? Wait, do we actually have anything that buffs Hydro Titans in here? Just out of curiosity. Actually, we do not. So, not super critical. Well, then, you know what? I like that, then. Mr. Panat. You. Grab the second Hydro Titan. I'll lose the Ushabti with Great Bow, or maybe we can use them as part of the sort of range aspect of this army. I don't think you need more than one Tomb Bark in this army, either. Do that for now. And let's give the rest of the turn to continue recruiting. You'll need probably some additional melee as well. Or we can just intersperse a few Ushabti in there as well. You got a lot of constructs out. Well, you'll need a Necrotech for obvious reasons. Alright, let's get the Genius Architect one, because you got 5 constructs like this. Though, admittedly, the Ushabti with Great Bow in the theory wouldn't need healing. So I'll have to think about it. Maybe we don't actually need the Necrotech. What we do want is the Canopic Jar Hoarder just in case, and we'll deal with the rest later. Alright, it looks good to me, and that sounds like an end turn. Let's see what Nakai does out here with that big old monstrous army of his. And he's level 29. He's 1 level higher than Settra is. You gotta be impressed with that. Alright, Wapales, Ironclaw, Mutinous, whatever, boys, not gits, but anyway, Proclamation of the 3rd Dynasty complete. Control +2, and the income and construction cost reduction. Lovely. Looks like Nakai did not, in fact, go for the Wreck of the Desolation, which is good for us. I'm a little bit nervous about attacking it if he could immediately attack us and kill off our army. Also, kind of funny, all the other lizards break, suddenly Nakai is the strongest lizard by far, and I don't think I've seen him do that well. The defenders of the Great Plan are strength rank 17 on the old world, which is pretty darn solid. They're going to be a heck of a foe as we have to reclaim the barrier idols. I mean, I wouldn't even want to necessarily attack them. There might be some territory we'd be willing to... Oh, but we can't vassalize them, can we? Nakai, just out of curiosity. Yeah, he can't be vassalized. And Settra... Yeah, Settra thinks the entire world belongs to him. He effectively went to sleep because he realized that he could not complete his conquest of the entire world, and ordered the mortuary cult to figure out this immortality thing until he can come back and finish the job. So he's here to finish the job, and he's not going to allow some lizard to sign no to the conquest of their territory. Anyway, Mortis Tarn, let's see if it's full of rats. I mean, we know that it's full of rats because it's in a big old warpstone lake, but I would like to see if it's full of an army of rats, and it is not. Alright, well, that works for us. Dynasties. Anything critical here? Ooh, wait. Necrotect check? Necrotect check? Garbage. Please, Necrotex, why are you doing this to me? What did I do to you? Maybe we start moving through these at least, get them down to 1 turn, and if we want to pop them all off at the same time, we could do so. It will increase the time of all the other things, but for now oh! This also increases the capacity of bone giants. Huh. I wanted to build another one. We do that just for the 1 bone giant. It's only 1, but... This way we wouldn't have to waste money on the bone giant building. It's not like we are in a hurry to do this, because we'd have to do all of these at once. Yeah, fine. Patronage of the 2nd Dynasty. Go for it. Why not? Although, wait. Let me just see here. I guess we could do 3 bone giants. Wait, let me just... Okay. Where's the Herald? The bone giant Herald? Herald of the Scorpion. So does... Oh, it's just ward save for bone giants. It's kind of not the most relevant for them. I really like bone giants, but we can have them in multiple armies. And we don't have to have a crazy amount in this one. And this one we want mostly the bone bonus versus infantry. So yeah, you know what? Then that's not necessary, at least not right now. So just go for Wisdom of the 4th Dynasty instead. Alright, good. And we'll deal with you guys later. For now, Settra, you're gonna start the day as usual. Go and grab Guardian of the Tarn, which I'm sure the auto-resolve will force a bunch of our units to obliterate. Be obliterated, whatever. Yeah, about half our army. That doesn't look like low casualties to me, but what do I know? There we go, Tide of Defilement destroyed. They call themselves a Tide, but I guess the Ogres did a good job at fighting them. Good job, Ogres. We'll be fighting you as well soon. How many territories does Kugath hold? 11. He's currently fighting another Ogre faction and a Greenskin faction, so I guess he's moving into the mountains. Interesting. Alright, we will immediately want the Alchemy Workshop here, since we don't have that stuff. You know what? Yeah, upgrade the mausoleum. Keep these for now for the additional movement range, and we'll delete them as needed after. And we gotta go to Mortis Tarn and then all the way back. And then who knows, maybe if their capital falls, this little rat faction will immediately peace out with us and not bother us, while Settra wipes out Kugath, essentially. Alright, this stuff we'll deal with in a second. Hakor we'll deal with in a second. Wakaf. I could send you out to grab the remnants of battle. You're not really doing anything here. Or we could send you southward to start fighting the Greenskins. The problem is you need to start here. Yeah, we need to essentially do it with 2 armies at once, because they kind of have their armies in different locations. There's also the Wood Elves who are... Become vassal minus 35, so that's not happening. I wonder if we should allow them to just live there, just to get access to their units kind of in the middle of all this. Maybe. I will think about it. It's not like we have a, landmark there. Oh, Wakaf. I didn't see this. Go for the Fell Cargo. Let's see. And none stands. Fell Cargo, please. And you can heal for a turn and grab the other island. Actually, you don't need to heal for the turn. Arms and armor, then heavy iron. I guess you could also potentially fight, Nakai, depending on where he's going. Where is he going? If these guys are running out of territory... I don't know. I guess we'll find out. For now, go here. Alright, and we'll attack this with Hakor. You are currently at war with... Well, Nakai. Nakai, are you willing to give us any money for this, the Awakened? 1,000 gold. Why not? And then I would like Mr. Hakor. Okay, you better not steal this from us, Nakai. And you better not attack us immediately after we take damage fighting this. And go for the Wreck of the Desolation. Please tell me you can land now. Yes, you can. Alrighty, and obviously we're fighting this. Luther Harkonnen seems to have been killed by Nakai, so we might as well enjoy fighting the Vampire Coast where we can. Go. Alrighty, here we go. I mean, we've been fighting a surprising amount of the Vampire Coast, thanks to the islands. Might as well fight the actual Vampire Coast as well. Anyway, we've popped the single unit of the Golden Host of Mahrak into this army to join all the other Nehekara warriors. These guys are much slower than them, but they're here to act as the personal guard of the Casket of Souls. In the lore, the Caskets are actually supposed to travel with a guard constantly with them, and it's a little bit weird that in this game that they don't have a little few units guarding such a revered object. So a little bit strange, but what are you gonna do? Maybe it was too hard to implement or something. Anyway, we have a pretty good amount of firepower now available to us between the 2 Screaming Skull catapults, the Casket of Souls, and of course the Skull Storms now available to our mage. Again, Tomb Kings are definitely one of those factions that get much, much stronger with time, with all of the awakenings that they do, their items, their abilities, and levels. They matter a lot more than they do for many other factions. So it's, well, our armies will only get stronger. And of course, new armies and all that. That will take a while to upgrade the sort of higher level techs for the higher level units. Anyway, between the Skullstorm and the artillery fire, looks like we're doing good damage, and we may as well sit back and fire upon the enemy since they seem to be waiting for their reinforcements to arrive. All good. And of course we now have, between the, so the Hawk Legion of Settra, the Golden Host of Mahrak, the regular, and the ghostly and regular, I should say, Nehekara Warriors, the Ushapti, Screaming Skull Catapult, Necro Sphinx, and, yeah, basically tons and tons of different unit types in this particular army, so it's pretty nice. Working quite well, and as a generalist lord without a dedication to a particular god, it does make sense. Alright, Necrosphinx looking good. I like the little scorpion on his hat. I never actually noticed that detail, but anyway. This fella's going to lay into the enemy when they close the distance, but for now, artillery fire will continue. It does look like the enemy reinforcements are just about here, though. And perhaps at last the enemy will start moving. Oh, I know we also got our new riders of the Storm Riders of Xar. Oh, and I do like their color scheme. They look pretty darn decent. I like it. Yeah, too bad we can't wait. Just compare them with the regular Nehekara horsemen. Obviously, the barding and the color scheme, our own color scheme, stands out a lot more on these guys. And I do really like this sort of dual color scheme that we've got going on here. But the Storm Riders, again, do look pretty darn great. And I do like these sort of crackling lightning effects around their feet. Anyway, we'll get them to lay into the enemy as soon as the enemy actually approaches, while we continue doing as much range damage as we can. Obviously, we could increase the range damage of this army by popping in a few Shabti or Bone Giants or something. However, this is a Nehekaran warrior sort of based army with the various different variants and other stuff, so that's why we're not going too crazy on the range fire. Gotta allow these guys to do a little bit of fighting. Anyway, another Skull Storm comes down on the enemy, but the first army is on the approach, or at least what elements of it remain, I should say, are on the approach. And I gotta say, the items with the barrier, specifically on the Lich Priests, have been quite useful. Maybe we'll try to stack a few barrier items on them if we can, and generally speaking, especially since they're not generally in the midst of the fight, right? Anyway, finally, it's time to move the Sphinx rushes forward towards the enemy, together with the Tombbark, the Hawk Legion, and the units of... Doom Dervishes. There we go. And if the enemy should send a few heroes or a few monsters our way, we can use the anti-large blades of that Necrosphinx to take care of them, but it's pretty solid at just dishing out damage, and generally speaking, even if it isn't an anti-infantry construct in the way that the regular War Sphinx is. Over on the flanks, we have our units of Ushabti working together with the Nehekara warriors, the regular warriors. Basically, two twin blade units working together, while the Storm Riders of Xar come in, help out, and then leave, refusing to elaborate further, of course. And just back up before we can get too many of the enemy range units firing away on us. Plus, we've got some reinforcing artillery pieces on field, so we may as well ride them down as well, while we cut down the enemy infantry. We got a little tiny snake on the scorpion tail on the War Sphinx, just as we have the scorpion on its head. I love all the details of the tomb things. That's a good name for a unit, the tomb things. But I am the Tomb Kings anyway. There we go. Time to at last use a little bit of that anti-large. As soon as we can get, there we go, moving and attacking them. The Rotting Prometheans, after all, take a long time to bring down, otherwise a highly defensive unit with a massive amount of resistances and melee defense. A third Skull Storm has hit the enemy blob of range units, while in the meantime, our Nehekara horsemen have at last peeled away to close the distance and destroy the artillery crews of the mortars and carronades alike, while the Storm Riders will lead the charge against the zombie pirate gunnery mob with handguns. I really can't have those guys firing away at us. I really wish we could use the Storm Riders color scheme for, you know, lots and lots of units. It's just too bad, but oh well, what can you do? Lots and lots of gold on them as well. Certainly looking a lot fancier than our regular Nehekara horsemen, but anyway. The balance of power with that shifts to 100% in our favor, and the last of the enemy units melt away. The enemy Vampire Fleet Admiral is executed by the Dune Dervishes, and it looks like the battle is done. Very, very nice. Everybody worked nicely together, and the new, pretty much final form of this army, minus that missing Necrotech, is ready to go. Alrighty, very nice. Looks like we were able to take the enemy out without losing too many units, so if Nakai does attack us next turn, we will at least have a full army to attempt to throw him back with. Otherwise, we did pretty solid damage on, the catapults, in fact, nearly keeping up with the casket. That's kind of surprising, but impressively so. Necrosphinx came in handy for the single entities, and the Hawk Legion of Settra continue to do great work together with the Dune Dervishes. Lovely. Anyway, we will occupy the place, giving us the first of the books of Nagash, or 6th or 8th. It doesn't matter which number, but the first that we have. There we go. Audacious, and enemy killed in battle, 7th book of Nagash. Sure game, 7th. Construction time -1 for all building. Did I do building this turn? Because I hope not. But anyway, this gives us also additional research rate and canopic jar generation. Lovely. What's our research rate at? Over 200. Not too bad at all. Huh. Yeah, so what we'll probably want to do is go 1, 2, 3, get these down to 1 turn, and then while they're down at 1 turn, before reducing our research rate, quickly do all of these that are also 1 turn, and then pop into those, and then maybe we just get them all up 1 at a time. Yeah, I have a plan, right? Everybody relax. Anyway, Wreck of the Desolation. I'm not sure we're keeping you, though I do like the additional tomb bark capacity. Construction time reduction. How long would it take 6 turns to build a desert lookout? I'll think about it. Is that another skull reef? We got... Wow. Okay, so... Yeah, the fact that they're all concentrated in the Immortus River is great. Please, please don't go for this one. It's ours, Nakai. You will die soon, since we can't confederate you. Or vassalize you, whatever. Anyway, Panet, I'll deal with you in a moment. King Thotep, wait, we got 4 here? Yes, okay, so we need to send them off, but let's do the other stuff before we do so. So, Scout 2, I just want to see what's going on out here. Cult of Sigmar seems to own a lot of territory. LYBARAS Road is owned by Esteban's, whoever was something. Lamia. Okay, I just want to go up to Lamia to see what the landmarks look like. And we'll have to go in Concord with Khalida anyway. Kediskov, you're fine at Numas. Kabosh, I forgot who you are. Oh, Genius Architect for somebody who needs one. Alright, Necrotect, everybody else is fine, I guess. Alright, so quickly, starting with building. What do we have? Alright, so let's build up these Golden Age monuments. 5,000, but more research, more growth everywhere. It's all very much worth it. Like so and like so. Definitely gotta... In fact, maybe we should prioritize the refurbished workshops because they're more money. Let's prioritize those and then we'll do the... Well, them and the pyramids as well, the Pyramidians. You can start here. And then here we can build one of these. And here we'll have to wait for the growth, but our growth will continue to rise as we keep upgrading those things, so it's all good. It's all coming together. Yes, focus the... I'm gonna say focus the Pyramidian here, like so. Land of the Dead, alright, so focus the refurbished workshops for more money, though it looks like that's all we got in terms of cash. These are expensive, and we're just going to have to deal with that. Can we build a Pyramidian here? Can't afford it. Can we build anything here? We cannot. What about diplomacy? Is anybody willing to offer us a huge amount of cash? Guardians of the Valley. No. You had to be holding territory that we need because of landmarks. Minus 34, right? Alright, well, if you don't want to be subjugated, it's gonna happen anyway, but, oh, we got 1 turn left of this, but I don't think we need any of these unless there's another Screaming Skull catapult that we want you to build. Is there? Do we have capacity? We do. I guess we gotta trade troops with these guys anyway. Alright, so let's take a look at what we have here. First of all, I just want to take a look at a lord like this. So I see that Asaf doesn't buff Necropolis Knights. Does anything buff Necropolis Knights? If you're wondering why I'm checking, no, nothing does. Okay, good. Or maybe not good, but shut up. I have my reasons. So Necropolis Knights are buffed by elite cavalrymen, right? Yeah, alright. So, Mr. Hanet, rather than a Hekara horseman, I will give you a couple of Necropolis Knights, I'm going to say with halberds, like so. We'll probably need more of a melee line and maybe some range units. We do have Nehekar warriors as the sort of main line. Maybe a couple of Tomb Guard wouldn't go amiss here either. Lots of sword on board, but we have to have at least a couple of halberds. So let's do a couple of Tomb Guard halberds. Like so. We're at 16 out of 20. Could use a couple of artillery pieces, but assuming that you grab a Screaming Skull Catapult. What are we at here? You also need more Tomb Guard. You have your Necrotect. You are a Tomb King, therefore you need a mage, and we have... Can we unlock mages? Do we have mage unlocking capabilities? We do not. We still need the spices. Okay. We can build mage unlocks, though, so there is that. Or, you know what? We'll do this. Let's... Tomb Prince, and... Lich Priest. We'll do one of these. Again, we're not in a hurry, and anything, well, the selection increased the time it takes to do this, but it's fine, it's fine. Everybody relax. Let's do, I guess, 2 more Tomb Guard. Yeah, alright, 2 more Tomb Guard with halberds. Do we need 2 Tomb Barks here, or is that a little bit much? Frankly, this is not sufficient amounts of Tomb Guard to activate Realm of Souls anyway. We definitely need... We might actually want 2 mages rather than this many Tomb Guard just for the Realm of Souls activations. Or maybe 1 will do? I'm just gonna hope that 1 will do. Well, we'll see how the army performs, but otherwise I think this thing is good to go other than the need for a mage. Now the question is, where do you go? And assuming that the rats are going to have to be dealt with, and the fact that Settra is a little bit too busy to deal with them right now, plus the fact that we need somebody to conquer Numas, I think means that we're sending the Scorpions out that way. So, Mr. Treacherous Fuckdom, go this way. Maybe sail upriver briefly to grab the islands here. And then downriver to grab the islands as you're on the way, but it's time to get those Scorpions online. Oh, and we could get a couple of names in here while we're at it. So, Tomb Scorpions. What do we have here? Death from below. And Scorpion Joe. Might as well name both of the Bone Giants as well. Greater Bone Bow. And we have Bones of Lovelock. Alright, good enough for now. I just gotta remember that you need a mage. And any other modifications of the army as needed if needed. Alright, what about the rest of you? So we have Panet, who now has a decent number of melee troops. A couple of Necropolis Knights. We could double up on the Necropolis Knights since we don't have them anywhere. We'll have some with Khalida, obviously, but she's going to be a little bit more range-focused. Yeah, why not? And the Necropolis Knights are healable as constructs, meaning... Oh. I don't want 2 of these guys in here. Well, okay, either way, you have to go into Panet's army to heal them up. Yeah, the problem is you can restore 5 units with your current Genius Architect state, and we have 6, and we'll probably want them all restorable. And yes, these guys are, in theory, needed as well, but for now we're okay. You're a Lich High Priest, so we can, in theory, forego the need for a second priest. You don't have an artillery piece, but I think with the Ushabti with Great Bow, you're going to be a great candidate for our next Great Incantation of Tahoth in 3 turns for the second Casket of Souls, which means... I guess you're good to go. A little bit wary about the lack of healing, but we'll see how it performs, and if needed, we'll swap something around. But I think it's a nice, solid, balanced army. You... I did say we need to send one down here to move towards the orcs, so we will also need to deal with these guys. We got 10 turns there because they are... Go this way. Trading with us. And of course, yeah, we'll need at least... Well, we do have 2 armies up here, and we have reached the coastline, so somebody will be able to move out this way. Oh, you're holding another alchemy workshop. I don't like that. I wanted that for us. I don't know there, elves. Alright, we'll see, we'll see. Then you 2. I guess you will have to keep recruiting now. So, first and foremost, we need more Tomb Guard, since they're our main line. Now, we could build up more Necropolis Knights, but I think we're okay for now. Ooh, yes, I did want more, I did want a second War Sphinx for Settra, and we will want a Necro Sphinx for probably several different lords. And you may as well build the... What do we have here? Screaming Skull Catapult. Alright, and this is King Thutep. Okay, these are both sort of pseudo-legendary lords, so we have to get ready to send them out as well. And they can both function as generalists, since we have the ability to get all of this, so they can have a nice mix of units, rather than be specifically themed. I guess Panet is also kind of in that particular situation, but it's all good. Anyway, what do we have? Get a Scout, Prince Scout. Are we just able to end the turn? I forgot if we were doing anything. Wait, Scout still needs to move. And if I forgot Scout, I may have forgotten somebody else. It's a distinct possibility, but if I did, I'm too lazy to look for him. So let's just unlock that mage and keep going. We have 6 more turns of secrets revealed with that Huron Lord recruit train. Gotta make use of it. End turn. Alright, Priesthood of Juff, but more importantly, Necrotech check. What do we have here? Okay, nothing new, or at least nothing that we want. Alright, Lich Priest and War Beast focus. Huh, mission issued. Well, it'll technically activate once we... Oh, do these guys count as War Beasts, or maybe not? I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Okay, next up, I guess since we're still going through these, I'd like to grab another Necrotech as well, because we gotta keep doing those Necrotech checks. And the guy that has the bonuses for the heroes is you, right? Or was it somebody else? Wait, am I crazy? Huh. Oh, it might have been in his unique tree, because I wanted somebody with a few Tomb Princes as a little team, especially since we'll have multiple Sphinxes in that army and the Sphinx Lord's army, so it kind of makes sense. Do you have the... Ah, yes, but attack plus 10 for melee for embedded heroes. So you can have the Tomb Princes out of this. Alright, fair enough. What about the mages? A Lich Priest. Wise and Penitent. Evasion for the accompanying lord. This is... Wait. Who needed a mage again? You needed a mage again. King Fogtom. Now, you will be able to technically go on a Khemri and War Sphinx, meaning... Do you get the construct property when you do? You do not. Well, at least you'll have the healing potion, but... yeah, you're gonna need the mage. So, we'll go for... I mean, I would have preferred the healing potion variant guy, but we can always go for the penitent guy, and then if we get the other type, then we can get you on field. You have, a decent number of constructs. I'm wondering whether we should still do the Lore of Nehekara for you in particular. Penitent, and heck, we have Custodians in the Lore of Death, but this isn't the army that's going to be using Lore of Death. That'll be the anti-leadership army, which is coming up. For now, let's do this one, I guess, with the evasion. I don't think you can get evasion yourself anyway. Tomb Strike, yeah, I don't see it. So if you're losing melee combat, it'll come in handy, though the heal is probably worth more. But anyway, we can get 2 things here. First of all, Justice of Usirian, summon units, Skelly Boys, and then immediately through to Keeper of Lore for the additional research rate, and Kanhapik Jar, leaving us 3 points to play around with, meaning Juffs, Restless Dead, and Nerus. Alright. Just enough. Gotta get a few more priests up and running, and wait, who can we unlock? We can unlock Necrotechs. Oh, so we don't necessarily have to do... Well, I guess it'll get additional recruit ranks for them, which is nice. I was just saying we don't necessarily have to go through this. What is this? Speed attack power, splash attack power, turn... Oh, that's a nice buff for the Bone Giants. Plus they get restock, which will be helpful where they're together with any artillery. This gives perfect vigor for Tomb Scorpions. Just seeing if there's anything interesting. Cooldown reduction for Spirit Leech and Shem's Burning Gaze for Hyro Titans. Yeah, some neat stuff. Alright. But for now, let's keep on moving. So, Settra, you are going to move to wipe out those rats. I assume you can reach them in one go. Actually, just in case you can't, let's move a little bit further. It sounds like you're suffering attrition here. Prince Psamtik, I'd love for you to provide the bonus public order, but I need you to find where the other rat armies are, so we can see them effectively. Oh, this isn't a territory. I guess it's here? It is here. Oh, this is Burning Face Camp, so it's not the rats down here. How the heck do they have 5 territories? It's 1. Hugath is up here. We don't want these mountains. 1, 2... I guess they have territories all the way here? This is, okay, assuming so this is 3, 4. And I guess they have an extra one either at the Cliffs of Dawn or something. Interesting. Anyway, Scout. Keep on scouting. I hope Galita isn't dead. I believe it doesn't matter in the sense that even if she is, we just revive her with the ability that we have, because she's immortal. But then I guess you'll have to make a fairly long trip down there. Anyway, you're going to go and wipe out this little Orky faction, probably start fighting the Bretonnians after. Probably a good idea then to have all these Necropolis Knights to deal with them. I like it. Totally on purpose, guys. Totally on purpose. And you were waiting for... Okay, wait. You have a Necrotect. Did I say you wanted another mage, or why are you at 19 out of 20? I guess we could get you a Tomb Prince to help the Lich High Priest, but anyway. King Fogtum, go this way. And actually, no, I go slightly up this way to grab these 2 islands. Huh, we could actually have you land at Numas in theory. And then this guy's gonna go and join you. And hopefully we'll get what we want from the other heroes. Walk off. Now, you have a couple of islands to hunt down. We'll ignore Nakai for now. Oh, can I ignore this jerkface? I don't really care about the Wreck of the Desolation, at least not right now. I don't know how much it's worth to you guys. Wreck of the Desolation is worth 7,000 gold. What if we could get you to fight anybody that, Oh, we can't have you join war? No, we can only have Nakai, and we can't trade settlements to Nakai. I don't want to trade with them, but I'm willing to take their cash. I'm just out of curiosity, who is Nakai at war with? Are we able to reach Nakai from here? We are not. Okay, well, screw you too, game. You're at war with Volkaz and Awakened. And this guy's running away. Yeah, you know what? You. Go into March Stance, and we need to, I guess, go loop all the way around. You know what? I guess we're going here first, then. Go right here. We're going to grab that Skull Island. Then this island, and then back to this island. It's a lot of cash, and we'll use that to fund Khalida's Confederation. Then we will use this to fund additional money. You can have the Wreck of the Desolation. And if we should declare war on you, we'll just take it back. I'd rather not deal with this right now. There you go. We already got the book out of it. That's what we wanted. Alright, and then Wakaf, you're going to quickly grab this thing. Remnants of Battle. And Arabian Arms, and I would like you to stay near here and see where Nakai goes, essentially. We do want to conquer Zandri, and we absolutely will. But I'd like to see if Nakai attempts to attack somebody, or whether he goes out to the water, or what, because, well, we could take the opportunity to attack him with that army. Anyway, Prince Scout. Northward. Ketaskaf. Actually, no, you don't need to move Ketaskaf, sorry, bud. And I believe that's it other than Thutep, who is waiting for the additional recruitment, so that's going to still happen. Alright, beautiful. Building. Ooh, Necropolis of Khemri is now making more money than Khemri itself, admittedly, because it's, you know, more based around money making than Khemri, but shut up. What do we have here? Alright, we're focusing on the money buildings first for these couple of turns, and then we're building the growth buildings after. Oh, wow, okay. So, yes, to the Memorial Masons. Yes to the... we could start building a Pyramidion here, but it's better to upgrade these so that the other buildings here can be upgraded. Maybe the better option. Alright, let's do that. Alright, what about here? Definitely the money-making buildings, and the Pyramidion... I mean, I guess we could upgrade you, but we'll wait. See if we have any spare money. You, money building. You. I guess get started on a Pyramidion, and then you can build a money building. Beautiful. You, money building, and money building. Man, what's, we're gonna have a lot, like negative 100 canopic jars per turn. We're actually going to start being close to stabilizing in terms of getting 0 per turn. We'll have to rely on battles to give them to us because we're building more of these things every single turn. But oh well, we'll deal. Everything's fine. Let us upgrade, I don't know, one of you guys, it doesn't really matter. Unless you have a money... Ooh, hello, no, this has to be prioritized. Tomb City, most definitely. And then I'm sure there's other useful stuff. Fallow Fields, you... Are you able to... Well, no, we need to upgrade you. You know what? Switch you to the Worship of Construction Reduction. We'll start collecting income once the territory is complete. We will demolish this building. In fact... Yeah, just the public order will fix itself. Here, we can definitely... Oh, we ran out of money. Oh well, what we can do is start collecting... No, we cannot. Never mind. I guess we could temporarily build a public order building here. Nah, but it'll fix itself as well. You know, just wait, everything's fine. Swamp of Terror is going to be a militarized province, and then this place is fine, at least for now. Alright, looks good. Skip, and I believe we're another end turn. Let's see what these guys do, and keep on moving towards the enemies with our new armies while we recruit more new armies. Ooh, the Bretonnians will declare war on us. Gotta admit, I wasn't expecting that at this time, but, well, we have armies around here that we're hankering for some more foes, so I don't see why not, Bretonnia. Another plague. What the heck? Where did this one come from? How did you... Who transferred this plague to you? Oh, it went through the ogres all the way to Khemri. I don't like that, but, well... we're actually about to upgrade Khemri into a necropolis at tier 5. And we will want the construction reduction for that. I guess we could do the anti-plague for one turn and switch it back. Am I going to remember to do that? Absolutely not. And, wow, and Nurgle corruption. Okay, we need to wipe out Kugat. He is going to keep annoying us. Frenetic, one day, Necrotect. One day. I knew I should have gotten that guy. Oh, I'll delete. I'll get you. What about the Lich Priests? Do we have anything interesting here? Oh, the Mortuary Cultist. Wait. This is also really nice. Oh, I'll hold off. Anyway, King Falkdom. Keep going this way, I guess. And you... Oh. You're gonna have to just follow along. You can grab the islands while you're on the way. No big deal. Now, Settra, I imagine you could just auto-resolve this, right? I mean, it's kind of defended. Go on in, Settra. Ooh, you're rank 28, meaning resurrect. There we go. Big ol' heal around you when on, active. And you are going to grab Mortis Tarn for us. Whereas Psamtik will head southward to figure out what's going on over there. Okay, so it looks like we can't auto-resolve this, meaning we'll have to fight it. That's fine. Shouldn't be a problem at all. You... And we'll head down here, or wait, actually I lied. We're going to head northward. I'd like to see where the Cathans are. I wonder, if we take Burning Face Camp and trade it to them, will they become our subjects just based off of that? It might actually be worth... Oh, freaking heck, the rats are here. Alright, well, let's take Mortis Tarn and then immediately peace out with them. Otherwise, they will take territory. Hopefully they were still willing to peace out, but I guess we'll find out in a second. Here... We want to grab, I mean, we could go through the Tomb Prince stuff, but it's not super critical again. Although, wait, we have 4 turns left of this, so if we want to get higher level Tomb Princes, maybe we should. At least a couple. I feel like it's a waste not to have any, you know what I mean? Even if they're not great. On the other hand, these technologies might be useful. On the other hand, on the other hand, we're saving money. Yeah, I have to ignore the Tomb Princes for now then. Wisdom of the 4th Dynasty. What rank do we get Tomb Princes at out of curiosity? Oh, they already started rank 13. Pretty solid. I guess we could get this guy a Tomb Prince, just to protect him. Personal guard. The other option would be to get another Necrotech, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, so... That's got potential as well, but for now, keep moving this way. Whose territory would we be trespassing through? Let's not trespass yet, just in case we find a means of subjugating them. And since the Bretonnians are declaring war on us, it's decently likely that we'll be fighting them here and there. Hakor, I would like you to grab the Skull Island, please. Oh, you've leveled up. After you've leveled. Now, out of curiosity, ooh, you're an elite cavalryman. I really wanted to get you to 5th gen priest for that research rate, but in the meantime, I think it's better to get to resurrect as fast as possible. So we'll go for elite cavalryman for these guys, although admittedly there isn't as many of them anymore. And then we need artillery buffs. I think we can ignore the chariot buffs. And revered stonemasonry. Wait. We have Ushabti, and then the Necrosphinx is out of this tree, isn't it? Maybe I should have gone with the Hierotitan in this particular army. I'll think about it. We'll see how many spare points we have after. Either way, we're fighting. One day we'll get you a Necrotect, sir. Raid the cove. That's a lot of Tomb Guard. I like it. I like it a lot. That's solid Twin Blade Depth Guard duels versus our Hawk Legion of Settra, who are moving at 59 now, faster than vampires. Beautiful, go. Alrighty, here we go again. The Nehekaran Warrior Legion stand ready to duel the enemy Depth Guard with Twin Blades. In theory, that is definitely a matchup that should go the Vampire's way, as the Depth Guard are going to be significantly stronger in a brawl than our units are. That said, we do have our artillery once again to soften up the enemy targets, so they're going to be on the approach for a while. We'll see how well those Screaming Skull catapults do in combination with that Casket of Souls. And we do have that incantation of Righteous Smiting available to us as well, that we can now use to buff up our range damage in this particular army. Anyway, the Screaming Skull catapults are a fairly decent artillery unit, ideally best for firing at slow, tight formation elite infantry, but the Depth Guard are a decent option for them, so we're going to try to get them to do as much damage to same said and Depth Guard as possible on the approach. And hey, we might be able to pick up a few extra skulls to launch the enemy's way from our Screaming Skull catapults. Just need a Lich Priest to curse him nicely for us. Ooh, gotta love that charge from the Storm Riders of Xar. There they go, sending the artillery crew flying very far from their artillery pieces. We can't stick around here for too long, so we just gotta make sure that the unit starts melting away, but then back off before we take too much damage from the zombie pirate gunnery mob. We do have the advantage of heavy armor and the directional shield, at least, on the Storm Riders, so they won't take as much damage as the other two, but still don't want to take too much. There we go, a second charge comes in and that carronade is done, but the enemy is using its range units to protect the mortars, so we're going to have to essentially back off a little bit, allow the enemy army to spread out just a teensy bit more, and then kill off the range units and the carronades at the same time. Anyway, our artillery keeps on coming down, doing pretty decent damage to at least some of the units of Depth Guard, and at the same time forcing them to back off. And ooh, wait, who's applying Take Cover? I saw you had Take Cover on you, a moment. Who has a Take Cover effect? Leadership, wait. Where did you get the Take Cover from? Huh. Interesting. Maybe I saw something else. There was Discouraged on it, but I thought I saw the Take Cover. Leadership -4 and Missile Resistance -10. Huh. This is Discouraged. Wait. Screaming Skull Catapult, I'd like to see... No, you have Take Cover and Discouraged on you. No, seriously, where the heck is Take Cover from? If you're wondering why I'm wondering where this is from and why this is so important, it's because we'd want that for Khalida. Huh. Yeah, they both have Take Cover and Discouraged on them. It's not the Skull Storm, I don't think. Is it? Maybe it's a Skull Storm. No, that's just the vortex damage. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this guy's got Take Cover and Discouraged as well, so maybe it's a casket? No, the casket doesn't have any effects on it. We need to fire at something with just the Screaming Skull Catapult, and I want to see if it can only apply Discouraged. Just pay attention, but in the meantime, we got the fights going. Depth Guard in the midst of their duel. Well, somewhat duel. Here the Ushabti are helping out. And, ooh, nice shot from that casket there. Vortex Take Cover. Bleed, Vortex, and Crippled. Not what I was looking for. This one has Take Cover without Discouraged. Well, whatever. All good. And just got to continue the fighting. The enemy range units have collapsed. Of course, the Depth Guard will be in the fight for long, and some of them are doing a fair bit of damage. These two units have been fighting essentially one-on-one without support of the other units, and are fighting, looks like, in melee combat even. Certainly with our units buffed up. They're pretty good. Ooh, the enemy does have that ability that allows them to knock enemies back, though, once they reach a specific threshold of HP. A pretty solid fight between them and the Hawk Legion here. And melee combat even, but it looks like with that, this is the last unit remaining on field, and we're going to rush it from every side, and in part 2 protect any additional damage, or protect the unit from taking any additional damage. That said, the fact that we've seen that they fight on par with a unit of a Depth Guard is pretty darn nice. And of course, they couldn't take advantage, as in our units, couldn't take advantage of the biggest thing that they have going for them here in this particular army, which is their massive speed, but we will do that in other fights. Alright, very nice fight. Certainly took damage on the Hawk Legion of Settra units, but unsurprising considering they were dueling enemy depth guard, which is at least to some degree, a decent degree, I should say, in the enemy's favor. Now we are in the water, which means we can't heal, but 2.7k. Trying to get to Khalida, eh? I guess we could land and heal, or maybe send the other army to grab the other island and keep the money. Maybe. Take the march. Alrighty, and there's our 10k. You can briefly visit that mysterious island as well. We got a gambler's armor out of it. Nothing crazy, but nice. And oh! Wait, oh, you were right at the edge of the range. Yeah. I was like, wait, so how can you still move? Yeah, grab the mysterious island. Sadly, you don't heal here. But all good. This will bump up your power for fighting. Frenzy! That's nice on these guys. And then go southward again. Alrighty, what about the level? I forgot what we were doing. Oh, right, we're trying to get to Resurrect. So let's grab Reanimate. And these guys are about to get their upgrade as well. Gotta get that additional speed, and someday an additional Necrotect game, please. Necrotect, it's all I want. If for those of you that have forgotten, since it's been too long, there's a Necrotect that gives an additional 10% speed to the army. It's what I wanted. Frankly, it's what I wanted in Settra's army as well, but anyway. We're gonna fight this. Apparently it's Pyrrhic victory. Let's find out. Alrighty, here we go. This Skaven, generally dark settlement's going to now be lit up by that Chariot of the Gods. Gotta appreciate it. And you gotta love the effect. The burning wheels, absolute classic. Alright, and as we've seen previously, Settra hits those walls, well, it would be nice if he could just crash his chariot through a wall. Oh yeah, but the gate, he'll be able to work through it pretty darn fast. In the meantime, let's speed it up while we get a few shots off from our artillery piece to knock down the enemy fort tower and move a few other units in. There we go. Settra is in the enemy settlement now, going to get blocked by some clan rats and storm vermin and whatnot, and we are going to summon a little unit of skeleton warriors just to get them to get as close as we can to that realm of souls. Now, these summoned units of skeleton warriors only have 60 seconds on them. They're essentially built to be destroyed and maybe absorb some damage, but that works out really well for us. Anyway, Settra has activated his Wrath of Petra and moved through those units, and we'll continue moving through some, but obviously the goal here is twofold: to first kill the Death Globe Bombardiers and Poison Wind Globadiers, and then start moving Settra all the way back here to those Plague Claw catapults. In the meantime, of course, the rest of our units are going to have some fun with the enemy clan rats and storm vermin. The War Sphinx doing work. Of course, the Skaven, unsurprisingly and lawfully appropriately, sending those catapult projectiles crashing into the ranks of Tomb Guard and storm vermin and clan rat alike. So we'll be taking at least some damage here, but hopefully with the ability to summon, the activation of the Realm of Souls means that we'll actually get a little bit of extra healing here, which is nice. Plague Monks have arrived to aid these storm vermin, and of course we'll have to kill them to a rat, though the Plague Claw catapults are certainly helpful. That was a very nice hit. Perhaps not as necessary to take them out, but Settra's moved towards them nonetheless. Now, smartly, the enemy has actually kept a unit of, I think it was storm vermin back here. Clan rats, actually several units, just sitting here where the catapults are and guarding them. So good for them. Settra is just going to smack him around with his halberd a little bit, wait for that Wrath of Petra to get active once more. And otherwise, just to try to engage the crews of the artillery pieces so that they leave the artillery and stop firing on our Tomb Guard. Unfortunately, he can't really use his chariot that well here. I mean, somewhat well. The problem is that the mass of the artillery pieces themselves just sort of blocks the chariot constantly. We can, however, help out a little bit. both of the Wrath of Petra and, of course, the fire from our artillery coming in down on the enemy. And usually I don't like to fire upon blobs of enemies, and if they get sort of blobbed up around our lord, but in this particular situation, we're blobbed up around the enemy artillery piece, and we'd be firing on the enemy artillery piece regardless. So, yeah, that's fine. Otherwise, we have been making our way across the bridge with our entire army, netted up, annoyingly as they are, by the Skaven here, and we got a few of the remnants of the Plague Monks here chasing us down as well. Too bad, just a little bit too far from the Tombbarks and those Khemri beetles, which should actually run out their clock/HP. Settra has forced now those Plague Claw catapults to run away, and is now free to move away from the rest of the infantry here. Not that he couldn't kill them, of course, but there is an enemy lord attempting to move towards him, but of course getting sent flying by the Chariot of the Gods. There we go, and those horses bite. The enemy lord quickly loses HP and gets sent flying all the way to the rest of our troops again. Pretty solid. Every time I see something like this happen with the Footlords, I just remember when Grimgor came out, and you know, you expect Grimgor to be, well, just in the first game, a long time ago now, but he didn't have that sort of mass. It was a while before he was given it, and thus Footlords were always at a ridiculous disadvantage, and Grimgor just constantly being punted around by everybody with a horse. It was kind of hilarious, but also sad for poor Grimgor, who couldn't really do anything. Anyway, I digress once more, but not for long, as it looks like the last of the remaining units on the battlefield are the pile of Plague Monks. Settra will at last activate his Reanimate, which is a nice little heal for everybody around for 30 seconds. Actually a fairly considerable one. Now, with our newfound ability to at least activate the first level of the Realm of Souls, the addition of a second caster in the army to spam the cheap spells of the Lore of Nehekara, and the Reanimate ability on Settra, we've now gotten significantly upgraded healing abilities to the entire army. With that, however, the battle comes to a close as the last of the enemy rats melt away, and we just run out the clock on healing, but the battle is ours. Alright, there we go. A little bit of damage to, I believe that's the Tomb Prince on the Chariot, which, again, not super surprising as they have a tendency to take damage, whereas Settra, now that he has regeneration and a healing potion, is able to just spam that Forbidden Rod all day long. Slashy giggle. Anyway, we take the Mortis Tarn, and getting us the entirety of the province, and then... per Mortis, yeah, that's fine. I'd like to see if these guys are willing to now peace out. There we go. Just so we don't have to deal with them here. And would you be willing to also break your defensive alliance with Burning Face? You would not. Would you be willing to break your trade agreement with Backbreakers? You would not. Would you be willing to break your non-aggression pact with Arachnos? No. What about Red Shield? Okay, screw you then. Peace out. Alright, now we got the full territory and we got an army on the way, but it'll take a fair few turns to get here, meaning Settra can go off and do other things. We will, however, move him, I think, to Burning Face Camp, and then I guess since we're already up here, move this way through Kugat's territory. Maybe that will allow you to land at Numas. That's the better way to do it. Alright, well anyway, Settra, you have the plague for how many more turns? The... 1 turn. Okay, well hopefully it won't re-up itself somehow. You just gotta keep leveling to rank, whatever. Anyway, we are going to pop in the Worship of Construction Reduction and then delete you. We'll keep the Funerary District until we're ready to move, however. And the rest of the upgrades can happen, I guess, next turn. We still have enough money? We will. You know what? We can do the... Oh, well, actually. We'll wait until next turn. We'll save the rest of the cash for Khalida-ing purposes. You are going after the Wreck of Desolation. You would just be able to reach Nakai and fight him here, but now that the Bretonnians have declared war on us, I think Nakai has to take a backseat for a little bit, so instead, we're going to move you to grab the side... No, never mind, it's too far. We're going to fastest way to get to the Bretonnians? I mean, I guess we could go like... I see this place is really annoying. Trying to travel through it. Let's see, maybe like this, and then that'll take us out to the water again, and we cross it again. That's gonna be a whole thing. Wait, if we can cross... Wait. Cross the water here. Okay, let's try it like this. Go through this territory. I don't care that we're trespassing. And then... Yes, okay, you can go back out to the water. And then cross it one more time here and then land, just before these guys get to us. I'm sure they're moving their armies towards the Carrion Nest. Can Carrion Nest defend itself? No, Tombkin garrisons and minor settlements at least are still atrociously bad, so maybe not. Oh, what we do want here is a royal burial chamber, as well as a... Well, other than the royal burial chamber, we will need to start building the Fated Pyramidion. I mean, you can start on it. We do have enough money for the other stuff. How's that recruitment going? You know, maybe we take some temporary troops with... Oh, you're the one should... Wait, is there a reason that you were recruiting? Just to double check. Income from all buildings. Ah, I see. And that does help in this particular location. But otherwise, I would like to level you, because you have some speed buffs faction-wide, or at least one speed buff faction-wide, which is more worthy of our time than your stuff. As soon as you finish those Sphinxes, then we'll send you north. If we lose one location, it's not so bad, I think. Though we could, you know what, maybe rush some units there, and then come back as needed. Let's do that. It's effectively a full-on army anyway. Like this. Take these. Do you want the Screaming Skull Catapult? I'll take it. Wait, I did that the other way around, didn't I? Wait, no I didn't. I lied. I did that the appropriate way around. Alright, take this. Alright, and then move to deal with the Bretonnians. Or at least move up there just in case you need to, and then we'll move southward again as needed, while you keep recruiting for all the other stuff that's needed. So just keep on recruiting, since that guy's gonna return anyway. I'd like another Tomb Bark. Definitely another Screaming Skull Catapult, which we can actually build out of the global recruitment. Get a couple Scorpions in here. We'll need Ushabti in higher numbers soon, and maybe a couple Stalkers. Build a little bit of everything to transfer to various armies. Alright, looking good to me. And we'll need more Tomb Guard capacity, but we're working on that. Anyway, looking to end that turn ASAP in order to... do that Confed. You've already found the dwarfs, so I guess you're moving up this way. See if we can't find any more trading partners. 2,000 gold per turn from trade. Not too bad, nothing crazy. And as soon as you're done moving, I'd like to take a look at Diplo in that regard. We've got the Western Provinces. Yes, I'm shocked that you're still alive, because it often doesn't happen.
I took you for another.
Join war against Loish's indulgence? No dice on the become vassal thing. Alright, fine. I'll do non-aggression pact. Yeah, fine, we'll do non-aggression pact. I'm actually not going to take their money. I want them to live. We need their constructs, as well as there's probably a fair few units. Ooh, the drums would be nice. The drums are nice for everybody. Let's see who else we can trade with. Angren, surprisingly, does not want to trade. Well, maybe not surprisingly. Defenders of the Great Plan do, but we have to ignore them for now. Esteban's Caballeros are kind of around Lamia. I don't know how far south they go. I'm going to ignore you for now. Mahrak, Zandri, we have to ignore. Too many factions that we have to ignore. I guess we could temporarily trade with North Confederacy. They don't like us, but if they cancel the agreement, they cancel the agreement. It's not like we care. That's to just make money off them until we're ready to let them go, as it were. Angren, you're currently at war with Red Fangs. And otherwise, I think we're okay. Alright. And that's the last thing we gotta do. Up to 18,000 gold per turn now. Very nice. Alright, let us then... Skip. Wonder if those rats are gonna start raiding the region. Distinct possibility. But now we're ready to end the turn, so turn we shall end. Alright, what do we have here? Supervisor Khemri Kara for Settra the Imperishable, having reached 50,000 gold, now gets the first point of his level trait. Big ol' armor-piercing increase. against Chaos, which will come in handy as we'll be fighting Kugeth soon. And I don't know what he's doing, just leave him alone. Fails, Warbeast Focus. It looks like those guys do count. Incantation of Tahoth is up and running, but I think we can't do it right now, because we have a bigger fish to fry, namely Confederate the Warrior Queen. Unlock. Alright, now let's see what that did, out of curiosity. So, we have Court of LYBARAS. Do they have territory remaining? They do. Oh, wow, they were not having a good time. Khalida, you have some nice stuff. You still hold LYBARAS. Oh, this is unpleasant climate for us. Oh, well. Well, let's hope that you survive. Oh, we might need to reset you. Wait, what's our army capacity right now? We can't reset her because we're at 8 out of 7. Huh, she only had the 1 army, though. Well, that's kind of iffy. I do wonder, just out of curiosity, did we get any additional lords that are wounded from Khalida? Doesn't look like it. Alright, well. She has the Venom Staff. Okay, let's just take a look at what we've got here, first of all. She has Sun-Scorched Bones, which... I mean, it's not bad everywhere. Huh. Wait, this might actually not be so bad. It's not the best use of points, but it's not the worst either. I don't dislike it. So, Beloved of Asaf gives us a tribute Snipe for the entire army. Immunity to Mountain and Swamp Attrition. Oh, we were going to go into the mountains anyway, so that works. Poison attacks, obviously. Charge bonus when in foreign territory, yeah. Alright, fair enough. She's got the Missile Strength for Skeleton Archers and Sepulchral Stalkers, unsurprisingly of that Worship of Asaf. Weapon Strength when attacking. Purified, really she gets regeneration and Settra doesn't, how dare you. Ammunition, all armies faction-wide, that'll come in handy. And I don't really care about the Skeleton Archer capacity, to be perfectly honest. A Legionary Barrage, own armies in province, that's always nice to have. Warrior Queen gives us Sacred Spawn, a Vengeful Asaf ability, which I take it summons, yeah, it summons some Necro Serpents. Unbreakable for you, Passive Frenzy and Physical, and good for fighting stuff. Now, the important one is Immunity to Contact Effects for Stalkers and Necropolis, misspelt, Knights. Yes. Alright, well, Warrior Queen will make you personally very difficult to kill. I'm tempted to just grab the Legionary Barrage in case she gets attacked next turn. And I think that's what we're gonna do. Alright, and she has her Necro Serpent as a mat. What about ancillaries? Vanguard and Stock, that's all fine. She could probably use a Priest of Petra just for the... Wait, no. Not from you. Prince Ratich, just do it. Whatever. Alright, what else do we have here? Cultist of Assyrian Construction? Cost reduction for... Huh, that's interesting. Where'd you get this? How'd you get this? Wait a moment. Skeletal Laborer. We're about to upgrade Khemri to tier 5 next turn, meaning King Arakash. So let's give that Skeletal Laborer to you. Like so. Lovely. Sack to settlement. Oh, yeah, we haven't been doing that, to be fair. Fair enough, game. Fair enough. Right, now, Khalida. I would like to immediately get you the Venom Knights of Asaf for obvious reasons, so we are going to unlock those guys. Fortunately, we just got the exotic animals, so we wouldn't have been able to before, I guess. In case these guys all attack her. And I guess they were the ones that were taking the territories from her. Well. You can have the Venom Knights of Asaf. You can also, I guess have the Blessed Legion here. A little bit of additional poison in the form of corroded armor. Like so. Unfortunately, we didn't get any free Necro Serpents or anything out of here. She did get a Casket of Souls, though, which ain't too bad. Does she... Okay, I forgot already. Does she generally increase... I do like the Snipe, but the Snipe doesn't mean unspottable. So enemies will still be able to get close. As long as we have Stalk, though. Remains hidden when firing, so if the enemy gets relatively close, they'll still be able to spot us. So we should give us Unspottable as well, but anyway. It'll be very, very useful for several of our units. I just want to see Weapon Strength when attacking. Effect range 75 meters, reload skill increase. Yeah, so basically any kind of range units works for her, which is nice. And then for melee, we have the Necropolis Knights. Anything that we can build in one turn here? Man, frankly, Sunscorched Bones might not be too useful to her depending on how much space we have for other stuff, but we'll see. Maybe we'll give her a unique unit of some kind. This all takes 2 turns because of this being a yellow territory. Oh! Got a free Petra's Necrotect. Oh, that's nice. That's real nice. Alright, there's nothing here because it's all garbage swamplands. Huh. And I see the Ghosts of Pawash are still around. Good for them. I guess we gotta make our way north to LYBARAS then, which means you can go up north. Or to Lamia, rather. Yeah, we'll put you to good use, sir. Oh, you're screwing up our Necrotech capacity, aren't you? We're at 6 out of 6 now. Still didn't get the Necrotech I want, but we can't mill you. Alright, well, we gotta send you somewhere, and somewhere isn't here. Should we give her the Chosen of the Gods? I was gonna put them in the Ushabti army, though. I feel like no. She doesn't need everything. Let's get her channeling. What do you have? A Lich Priest of Nehekara with Wise. Okay, I guess you're level 16, so maybe we'll keep you. Let's get you a Disciple of Assyrian immediately for that summon. Also, yeah, I guess in this particular army, the Petra's Incantation of Righteous Smiting wouldn't be so bad. Yeah. And you have Sandstorm maxed out or Skullstorm maxed out. Alright, this isn't horrible, minus the lack of Canopic Jar Hoarder, but that's fine. Alright. The Great Incantation of Xar, no, we need the 7,000 gold. Let's see if we can't get it somehow. So, Settra, I would like you to head towards the Burning Face camp before somebody else takes it, so go this way. And Prince Psamtik, I guess the public order here is now fine, so we're going to move you out this way. See what's going on out there. Keep on acting as a scout. Alright, that looks good to me. Next up we got Panat, who is going down to Orky Town. And, oh, they only have 1 territory left down here, the Eyrie of Death. Yeah, but just like the other Bretonnians, these ones are highly likely to declare war on us. Anyway, we don't have an army to deal with them here yet, or at least not in position, so we're going to slowly approach them. Not immediately is what I'm getting at. Hakor, you need to go and heal core, so... I really wanted Walkout to deal with this, but it is what it is. I don't see the Bretonnians as yet, but it's probably more critical that we deal with them. So go here and then land in our oh, this is still going to be attrition? Huh, but Slavmeyer is not? Interesting. Why is this attrition-y? Went in Swamplands. This is also Swamplands, is it not? But we don't have attrition here. Yeah, whatever, alright, fine, we'll land there then. If that's what you want, game, we'll just trespass on these guys' territories some more, and if Nakai wants to attack us, well, we're ready for it. Hey, you. Alright, Nakai can't reach us, yes? Yes, okay, fine. Damaged or not, you still gotta pick up that Skull Island. We just spent a lot of money, and we gotta get some of that back. Alright, so you're moving into position, King Fuckdem. You are going to quickly pick up this little fell cargo here, and then move to the other. We got the ogres nearby. And then march stance again, or full speed stance. You keep following, should be able to pop into his army as he lands at Numas, and then immediately will wreck it and take it at tier 3. Beautiful. Alrighty. Everybody's getting into position for our new upcoming wars. Alright, so you're good. At least in a turn or two we'll get rid of you, so we can keep milling those necrotects forever and ever. You keep moving up northward, at least for now. We could actually use you as an army in your current state, but it'll be a while until we get additional capacity for more armies, which is why I'd kind of like to actually properly, you know, get you a proper army. Now, on the other hand, leveling up like this might not be the worst idea in the world. Also, do you have Root Marcher or you do not? Should we get you Root Marcher? I don't know what exactly other than Sphinxes you're going to have in your army, but I do know that you're going to have the Sphinx Legion, so you can have Sun-Scorched Bones in that light, and grab Root Marcher while you're at it, why not? Power up the Tomb Guard and all that. Yeah. You'll probably want the Halberd variant as well. And anyway, that's about it. We have a little money remaining. Guess we can upgrade one thing if there's any more money-making buildings that we've got here. And we should upgrade those. One. And we've got... Nope, you're not money-making. And that's a no, and that's a no, and... Okay, that's going to be difficult to find one, isn't it? Should I just have upgraded a Pyramidion instead? Perhaps I should have. Alright, just pick a Pyramidion, random Pyramidion. Here. Alright, good enough. Skip. And end the turn. Let's see if the Bretonnians show up and do other... Oh, scout. I always forget about this guy. Alright, go up here. Ooh, 3 turns. Go, go, go. How's the Empire doing, I'm curious? We've got, well, the Legion of Settra is still kicking by the looks of it. No way to confederate them, but I wouldn't mind vassalizing them. Oh, wow, no, they're barely kicking. One settlement left in their war with the Black Venom? Huh. Wait, is that's not this one, is it? No, it's Black Spider. Okay, the Black Spider are the ones that live in the magical forest. I confuse the two. Black Venom. Wait. Black Spider. Ah, but they've also moved out. Well, good for the orcs. Settlement receives plague. Guardian of Tar... Weren't we just here? Alright, well, let's, I guess, build some stuff and then immediately swap you into anti-plaguination. I guess we won't be building pyramidions here. Alright, fine. Just briefly then build these things, and then we'll just delete them later. You can switch to anti-plague, because we gotta get rid of it. This isn't a Skaven plague, is it now? It's Snurglite plague. And go for the worship of Djaf, and we still... Okay, now we've switched you out, so let's actually build up the mausoleum while we're here. And we want a treasure tomb, and then probably some kind of capacity. Which will be fine. Anyway, let's get back to whatever it was we were doing with Settra. You were heading to the Burning Face camp, which is pretty poorly defended by the looks of it. I'm going to assume that you can take it, hopefully. Whereas you are going to take a look at what's going on with Kugath's territories as we pass through the mountains, gifting them to the Cathayans, assuming, of course, they become our vassal. They have the Gate of the Stars still anyway. Settra, let's declare war on these guys. Oh, we actually have to identify the Agents of the Moon in order to attack them. Huh. Wait. Wait, we can't do this, can we? Huh. Okay, that's kind of annoying. I just realized that. Yeah, there's an issue. If we attack them, these guys will be forced to declare war, and I think, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I could be misremembering, I think that if we attack them directly, just after piecing out with them, forcing these guys into a war, that'll cause our reliability to tank. And we can't have that right now, because we want to make a deal for that vassalization, eh? Certainly a possibility. Even if I don't really remember. But anyway, you head towards those darn Bretonnians. Oh, they declared war on us. I wonder where their army is. Maybe they're too busy with whoever they're fighting. Volkaz. Man, everybody seems to be fighting these Volkaz guys who just won't die. Good job, little greenskins. But you won't be infesting the barrier idols for long. Anyway, Hakor, you could have one more fight, though, you know, I think we're probably going to be out of time here. I'm not actually entirely... Yeah, I think we're out of time. I've made some cuts, so... Well, I cut, but I'm no longer sure how long this episode is, so it's better to err on the side of caution. It'll take all day to upload. Anyway, I think we're going to call it here. We'll start next episode off by attacking Skull Reef and continuing to move our newly built armies to their locations, or the locations of their new wars. And get ready to take Numas, get ready to hopefully vassalize the Cathayans, build up Khalida's army, of course, as she's going to need to recruit a proper army. And then we can send her out to start reclaiming the territories here. Wait, you can't build Sepulchral Stalkers here? Gotta be kidding me. You never built the Sepulchral Stalker building. Huh, go figure. Alright, well, we don't need a chariot building here. Well, actually, can you build an extra Screaming Skull Catapult? You cannot. We're out of capacity unless... Are you still recruiting Screaming Skull Catapults? No, you're not. I mean, I guess we could delete this one and let Khalida do it. There you go. It'll only take one turn anyway, so before we delete that thing and then replace it with the Necro Serpent Nest, or whatever that other structure is called, start building the Screaming Skull Catapult. Oh. Yeah, you know what, we'll figure this out next time in terms of what we want to do here and how we want to play it, but just gotta get our full stack, which we should be able to do pretty quick. Anyway, stay tuned for more Settra and Khalida now, so don't forget to leave those likes and comments below, especially the threshold for the longer episodes and to determine the length of the campaign. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.